We came from a semi-governmental lab, as you told us, and then suddenly we need to change and go around and survive as a private company. And I have heard all the stories from old times where we didn't have to sell our service.
Of course.
The customer, they came to us because they needed to have the approval. So we were in a very good position, and our revenue was based on what did you call it? It was kind of a fee, small fee.
It was the fee that was associated with the sale of electrical products.
Exactly.
So it was a certain proportion of the sales cost or price was actually fed back to Nemco.
Exactly. But now we had to go and sell our services, and that is quite a big change in my head. You came in 1987, and then maybe in the start of the process of doing this. What happened around this time? I guess we were many more people. How was the organization prepared for this change?
Well, as a monopoly situation, one was for the clients, and which were the manufacturers, importers, considered very bureaucratic and very slow. One had an enormous backlog of projects, applications waiting, and there was a lot of complaints. So when I started in 1987 as a new head of testing and certification, my job was to minimize the queue and to minimize the number of complaints. That was the number one job when I got here.
Challenge, yeah?
Yeah. And it was clearly not enough business for 200 people at the time, almost 200, almost 200 people. So we went through a quite tough downsizing process, and resulted in about 50% less staff.
Yeah.
And also, most unexpected, the Norwegian government decided that they would take over capital. But they said that to be nice, they let us keep half of it.
Half the, okay.
Yeah. So
and also the house.
And the house, which was also the capital altogether.
Yeah, exactly.
And Denmark, not to forget also. Yeah. Which was not the case in many of the other countries. So we managed to keep the Denmark, which was an asset, of course. Yeah.
Of course, yeah.
So thereby, from the 1st of January 1991, Nemco started off with half the staff and half the capital. So it was quite a challenge. And at the same time, we also changed the constitutional status from being an association where the members were actually stakeholders in safety electrical products, as I mentioned before. And then it changed into become a private foundation.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
But then the founders were the same as the previous members, except for the government was out, because now it became a private, self-owned foundation. And then what to do? What strategy to choose? And incidentally, unlike the other European, or unlike the other Nordic certification bodies, Norway had for quite a number of years already had mandatory certification of IT equipment. And of course the IT industry, they don't have enough patience to wait for the long time that Nemco was normally taking to process their application. Yeah. So they were pushing and said we cannot deal with this. And my predecessor in Nemco, who retired when I got into the picture, he established something called the TBM scheme. Yeah. Testing by manufacturer. Yeah. And through this, Nemco got association to be associated, having close relations with the big IT manufacturers around the world. A lot of them in America at the time. In order to approve their testing facilities and also to keep touch with their testing people. You know, and this was very valuable when we were going to choose strategy. We said, okay, it seems like the IT industry, which also is not so concerned about price, they're concerned about speed and service. Yeah. So that's why we chose. We chose to focus on not only, but this was sort of the main focus was on the IT industry.
Yeah, I see.
And it proved to be very successful. So in a matter of 4 or 5 years, we gained a lot of money. It was a lot of capital generated actually. More than we actually was taken by the government.
I see. So this is also the backdrop of why IT has been such a main driver in Nepal.
Exactly.